What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. Um, what's going on, guys? In this presentation, guys, we're gonna talk about let's talk about living within your means. Living within your means is a smart decision. You don't want to put yourself in bad financial positions. We all know that, guys. But we all know that, right? No one wants to put themselves in a bad financial position. But let's be honest here, guys. You know, let's be honest. Who want to live their whole life just to pay bills, guys? Who want to live their whole life just to pay bills and never have nothing that they really want out of life? Because let's face it, guys, you're going to die anyway. So you might as well be able to enjoy some of the things you want to enjoy. Um, you know, um, you know, all this stuff that people work so hard to obtain. We all know, guys, that you can't take none of this stuff with you. So I look at it like this, guys. Why not be able to enjoy some of the things that you want to enjoy? Because like I say, guys, you can't take none of this stuff with you. I mean, I believe in living within your means. You don't want to put yourself in a bad financial position, you know? But every once in a while, you got to treat yourself to something. If it's something that you've really been wanting, even if it is expensive, you got to treat yourself every once in a while, because you don't want to lose motivation. You don't want to feel like I'm just obligated to work and pay bills. You don't want to feel like that. So you got to treat yourself, guys. You know, and I'm not saying be financially irresponsible. But what I'm saying is treat yourself every once in a while. Do something nice for yourself, you know? Because you can't take none of this stuff with you, you know? You only got one life to live, you know? I believe in living within your means. I agree with all that. But I feel like when it's all said and done, you still got to live your life too. And you still got to enjoy yourself. And so many people, you know, they so caught up in just working to pay bills to where they never enjoy themselves. They never get a chance to really get that real fulfillment out of life. You're going to die anyway, guys. So you might as well live it up while you can. You might as well enjoy what you can while you're here. And yeah, guys, make sure you treat yourself. You know, if you want to buy yourself something expensive, you know, do it from time to time. But don't jeopardize yourself financially. I've always been a firm believer of treating yourself and just doing something nice for yourself, because so many people caught up in the rat race of life. You know, so many people just, you know, busting their behind all the time on these jobs. And it's like, look at the way people got to work. Look at the time people got to put in. Look at the hours people got to put in. I mean, look at the hard work and dedication people got to put in. I mean, even making content is work, guys. A lot of people won't think that being a content creator is work, but you know, even being a content creator, you know, having topics to talk about when you get on camera, I mean, this is work within itself right here. I mean, guys, I'm here to tell you, you know, what I'm doing right now is work. So, you know, I just want you guys to know that don't ever get complacent. Don't ever think that you just working just to pay bills. You know, you don't never want to feel like that. Like, you know, I'm just slaving away, you know, just to pay bills, because no one wants to feel that way. You know, and most people are working and slaving away just to pay bills, and you don't want to feel that way. You gotta have something in life that gives you fulfillment. You got to have something in life that keeps you going, something that keeps you motivated. So that's why I say you got to treat yourself. You know, I'm all about treating yourself, you know, because you're not going to live forever. And you want to feel motivated in life, you know, and you know, the way people got to work, the way people got to bust their behind every day, man, it's rough out here, guys. It's really rough out here. And you need something to keep your spirits high. You need something to keep your spirits going, because there's so much going on in this world, and it's so easy to get complacent, and it's so easy to fall in a dark hole. It's so easy to fall into that dark hole of sadness. So make sure you treat yourself, you know, live within your means, but make sure you treat yourself every once in a while. Make sure you enjoy yourself, you know, because you only got one life to live. This thing called life don't last forever, guys. And it's going to run out someday. And it's like, what are you going to do with the time that you got? You know, you got to utilize your time wisely, because this thing called life, it don't last forever. And that's why it's so important to treat yourself, you know, even if you do it every once in a while. Make sure you do it, because just working, caught up in this rat race, the way people got to work all the time, grind all the time, the things that people got to do to survive and to live, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look at the hours people got to work. Look at the time that people got to put in, you know? Look at the time people got to put in on these, you know? Look at the way people got to work every day, you know? So this is why it's very important to treat yourself. I mean, you know, don't feel guilty. Even if I used to feel guilty myself. Don't feel guilty for buying yourself something expensive. Just don't buy yourself something expensive if it's gonna put you in a financial jam. You know, like I say, treat yourself when you can. You know, live within your means and treat yourself when you can, because I feel like that's how you keep your spirits. That's how you keep your spirits up. That's how you keep your motivation up. You know. I just think it's crazy the way people gotta grind and the way people gotta bust their behind every day. I truly believe that for people, especially who are not born wealthy, there should be an American program to compensate them to where they'll get 5 bands a month. I believe that, because look at how expensive it is to live, you know? Because if you're not a rich person, you gotta grind. You gotta work every day, you know? It's only a set few of people who are wealthy. Most people have to hit the clock every day. They gotta grind every day, you know? Now we see why our parents told us when we were children, you know, stay a kid long as you can. Now we see why our parents told us don't rush to be an adult, because it's serious business when you're an adult. You got to hit the clock, you got to work, you got to grind, you got to provide. That's why it's serious business. It's not a game. And I see how serious it is. It's definitely not a game as an adult. Like, the way people got to work, the way people got to grind, I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. And this is why you must treat yourself. You know, when you can, treat yourself, because, you know, this life, man, this life can, I'm telling you guys, you know, this life can really make you feel down. You know, this life can really make you feel, you know, it can make you feel hopeless. You know, the way people gotta grind and the way people gotta bust they behind. I mean, it's no joke. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this presentation, guys. You know, leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this. Um, I've always heard people say you got to live within your means. I agree. You know, I do agree with living within your means, but you got to treat yourself too, because you got to have something in life that gives you a high. You got to have something in life that ignites that fire, something that gives you some kind of motivation, whatever it might be. You know, my father, he loves getting, my dad loves going to expensive restaurants. Like, you know, you gotta find, whatever it is in life that gives you that gratification. That's what you gotta do. You gotta gravitate to things that give you that peace. That's what you gotta do, guys. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. You guys have a good evening. I'm gonna talk to you guys very soon. Yeah, just remember what I said. Treat yourself every once in a while, because life is short, guys. And in this thing called life, we don't have as long as we think we do. I used to think that life was very long, but life is not that long. My father even got me to see that. But you guys have a great evening. Leave your comments. I felt this would be a great topic to talk on. Look forward to getting you guys feedback on this topic, and see you guys in the next presentation. Another Saturday has come to an end. Have a good evening, guys.